So this video is a comparison between the OER GM certified urethane dash, the knoch ABS plastic vinyl wrap dash, and the original steel vinyl wrapped dash pad for 1969 Firebird. So here's your original dash. The core is all steel inside. As you can see, it's fully steel all the way across. On the end, you can see that you have these pins. They snap into sockets that are in the dash. Now, they also have screws that hold the face of the dash. Let me come over here. There's this one. There's one here in front of the passenger, one here in front of the passenger, and then one here in the door jamb. So those are supposed to hold it to the face of the dash. You've got these studs that go into the top of the dash. There's 4 of them. And that's how your original dash goes in. My original wasn't too bad, but the car was already apart because I bought it as a basket case. So there's a crack here, there's a crack here, but I know hot, cold, it would have started to split worse. And while there are companies that will recover the dash, I'm sure it's crazy expensive to have a dash pad redone, and I'm not making a concourse 100-point restoration car. So that's your factory steel core dash. Now the first dash pad I installed, I bought the this one, the knoch ABS core vinyl wrapped. This is the part number on the box. It came from Classic Industries. At first glance, it looks great. It looks just like the original. It's got the pins on the end. You know, this is all molded under here. Exactly the same as the steel one. So it fits down into the dash. The studs are sticking out of it. On the front of it, it's got this, you know, all the slots are there. And the plastic ABS core goes all the way around. So here, where these screws need to go through, there's even a dimple there. I don't know if that's there on purpose to show a screw supposed to go there, but this whole lip and all this is all plastic inside. So it's all ABS core, it's all built identical to the original 69 Firebird, except for the core is ABS plastic instead of steel. Now the problems I have with this, and the reason it's going back, is, well, one issue, see that? I'm actually turning with my fingers the stud. I'm guessing it's just a bolt that was probably glued or just pushed through there before they vacuum formed it and wrapped it with the vinyl. So 2 of those are like that. That didn't stop me from installing it. I was still able to install it. I was still able to just push down the top and tighten these up with my fingers with a socket. The issue, and you could probably see it right there, is that big giant wave. Now, look at that. There's one there. There's one here. And look at that whole side. And with that tightened down against the dash, the top of the steel dash, it still looks like that. Because all the waves are between where the 4 studs are. And when I put the car out in the sun, almost instantly, those got way worse. It warped up really bad. No windshield in the car, 80-degree weather. You know, I'm not out in Arizona. I'm not, 110 degrees or something out in the desert in the sun. There's no reason other than either this one's defective or that ABS plastic just can't handle the heat. So I called Classic, explained to them what happened. They were more than happy, with no argument, to either replace it, refund it, or upgrade to the urethane, which is guaranteed not to warp. So that brings me to the OER. So the OER just showed up, and I've already got this one somewhat installed before I get aggravated enough to feel the need to make a video, because there are no videos online that I could find for 1969 Firebird dash. So this one here, it looks nice. The top here is a steel core, and they wrap the steel core all the way to the front right here. That's where the steel core stops, which is really stupid, because all under here where you need to run those screws into the dash, there's no steel core. There's nothing. It's flimsy urethane. See this? It's flimsy urethane. There's no steel core inside there. There's nothing. There's no support. So if you run screws into this, they're either going to knock it out of shape, or you're going to pull the screws right through it. I mean, I guess you could leave the screws pretty loose, but then that kind of defeats the purpose of having the screws there at all. So all the way across the dash it's like this. Now the tech line at Classic, the guy put me on hold, and he said, oh well, no, there's just a steel band inside there. There's a steel band in there that you're gonna run, you're gonna run the screws through, sort of like the piece of metal, something that they put in the seat covers that you can't see, that you grab with the hog rings. I can guarantee you there's no piece of metal inside there. I put a magnet on it, there's nothing. And it is extremely flimsy. On the ends here, they give you a little plastic thing. Okay, look at this. There's nothing inside there, guaranteed. I mean, look how flimsy and flexible it is. So unfortunately, I'm not sure what the answer is for this, because on this particular vehicle, this dash bezel screws into this pad here. So basically there's no core inside here. There's nothing behind it that this dash bezel screws to. So the only thing going to be holding this dash bezel on is screws run into this flimsy piece of urethane. The collet nut for this that holds this chrome ring on, that tells you that it's headlights. And there's one stud down inside the dash here that goes through the steel dash, and the screws that go across the bottom. That's all that's going to hold this in. There's going to be nothing holding this all the way across the top of the dash here. There's going to be nothing holding this bezel. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to pan out in the long run. I'm also not quite sure if these are even going to stay in when I screw the bezel to it, because they pop right out. It doesn't come with these, so you need to buy these separate or reuse them from your old dash, and the ones in the old dash were brittle and just crumbled. So like I said, I'm not sure what the answer is. Here is the part number on the Firebird, which doesn't seem to correspond to anything online. So in their catalog,
Where's the packing slip inside?
69 Firebird Black 8748940 for the OER. Hopefully this helps somebody else make a decision as to what they want for a dash pad. Real quick, that's what it looks like from the front. And even this one isn't really pulled down. This is in between where the studs are, but because this is steel inside, I'm hoping it shouldn't lift any worse than what it already is. Whereas the other one with the plastic cord, as soon as it went in the sun, that lifted way up. I could just about stick my hand underneath of it. It was so bad. So, I mean, there you have it. Those are your three different dashes: your original dash, your OER dash, and the vinyl wrapped ABS dash from this company. So, hope it helps somebody, and that's all there is.